Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, friends. You know what time it is. It's Babylon 5 time. And today we're watching Season 2, Episode 11, All Alone in the Night. Nothing to it but to do it, friends. If you could do me a quick favor before we start and hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out a small channel and it allows me to alert you next time it's time to board Babylon 5. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like earlier in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. And if you're not a fan of Patreon, consider YouTube memberships. You'll get all of our episodes at least a day early. But my dear friends, all that is then and this is now, and now it's time to inhale that Season 2 new star smell as we watch Babylon 5 Season 2 Episode 11, All Alone in the Night. Prepare to engage maximum warp reaction, and away we go. Right into it. Friends, who doesn't love a show that gets to the point?
You wanted to see me, Delenn?
Please don't mess around with crystals anymore, Delenn.
Now that we have a new leader in place, they wish to see me and discuss my status. Whether I should be allowed to continue as a member of the council or be removed.
Being asked to serve on the council is a matter of soul, not of flesh. The change that you've gone through, it shouldn't matter.
I love this kid.
I made a decision, and now I must face the consequences.
I really love Lanier.
Lanier, for the first time,
She's scared.
I feel very much alone.
No. Never alone, Delenn.
I love this kid. Oh my God. Stop, Lanier. Make me tear up already.
Can't be raiders. They're pretty much out of business these days.
I agree, but something's going on.
Why?
Alpha and Zeta squads are both out on other missions. Delta leader's down sick. I could assign it to a second.
No, I've got a better idea.
He's going out.
I'll go.
Yep.
Besides, if I don't put some flight time in soon, I'm gonna lose my flight pay.
Very well, but you'll take a full escort.
All right, all right. I'll be in and out in an hour. What could go wrong?
John, you've got to stop with this shit. Meanwhile, Narn Centauri. I didn't know that craft. I'm assuming Centauri had purple. John's telling us about Babylon 5, everybody. John has to stop with this, like, at the top of the episode shit, like, it's good to be the captain. What could go wrong? Dude. You are tempting fate with the red flag. I mean, come on.
This is the story of the last of the Babylon stations. The year is 2259. The name of the place is
Babylon 5. Chills every single time. You know what? It's a testament to a fantastic and long-lived show that I meet a lot of people, obviously, doing this now, but a lot of my friends will be like, hey, yeah, how's the channel going? I'll be like, oh, it's awesome. A lot of great people. And they'll say, what are you watching right now? And I'll be like, I'm watching Babylon 5, but don't say a word about it. And they're all like, oh, I'm so jealous of you. Like, exclusively, like, oh, you're in for a ride, or I'm so jealous, or you get to experience it for the first time. And that's not lost on me, friends. I know what I'm trying to drink in every second. Let's see what they have for All Alone in the Night. My God.
Do not have to go with me.
That is also correct. Nonetheless, I will accompany you.
Lanier, listen to me. The council holds me in disfavor right now.
You might need him.
You're young, and youth is both foolish and vulnerable.
And brave.
It's not a wise thing for you to do.
Probably not.
Oh my God, I love this kid. Love the kid. Love the kid. Oh my God, if he turns bad, or God forbid something happens to him.
We received word from General Haig's office that he'll be arriving earlier than he had thought. ETA 1800 hours.
And?
If a member of the Joint Chiefs is coming aboard, I should have been informed. There's protocol to consider.
This is a cordial and unofficial visit, Commander.
Even so,
Commander, this is a private matter.
General Haig coming in early for a private matter. Smile fades. We seldom see that.
The Mars team hit more home runs than any other team on the books.
Only because Martian gravity is 40% less than Earth normal, all right? The ball travels faster and further, skewing the results.
Well, that's not fair then.
Helen Keller could bat better than any one of them.
Damn.
30 credits says Mars gets swept. 4-zip.
You're on. Ramirez, go.
Lieutenant Ramirez, please report to Star Fury Bay 9 for immediate launch.
Ramirez. I sort of like this kid. He's probably dead now.
On your 30 credits, Doc.
Yeah, dream on.
Finishing systems check.
So what is a full escort?
Happy hunting.
I'm curious to see how many ships that would happen to be. 2, looks like 3. Yeah, 3. Okay, 3 equals a full escort.
Yes, Commander.
If you continue in this behavior, you'll just make the other pilots feel inadequate.
Spoil sport.
Awesome. Look at those ships. They are so effing cool, man.
I will wait, and I will pray for you, if you would not consider it presumptuous.
No, not at all.
Kid brings tears to my eyes. If he turns bad or something, I'm gonna be so pissed. Heartbroken.
No sign of debris. You want us to make another pass, Captain?
No, I guess not. There's nothing much to see.
John's bummed out.
All right, let's head on back to the barn. Activate homing beacons.
Here something comes.
The hell?
It's jumping.
Evasive action. Evasive action. Engines at critical. Ejecting.
Oh my god.
Swinging around this way. We gotta get out of here.
Not without the captain.
Oh, kid. Are you scoring any hits? I'm assuming that Ramirez is the one that's drifting. Oh no. Oh no.
Captain!
Oh my god. That almost seemed like a setup. Like they knew he was out there.
Power supply at 10%. Damage to stabilizers, rear and anterior thrusters. Detecting leak in fusion reactor system.
Oh my god.
Radiation levels 35% beyond safe limits. Project increase of 5% every half hour.
How long until the radiation reaches terminal levels?
Radiation leak already at terminal level.
Communication system?
Oh my god. He's already dead.
We have to head back. Tell him what happened. It's the captain's only chance. Redirect maximum possible energy from life support to system controls.
He's literally killing himself. I mean, he's already dead, but he's taking what time he has left just to make it back to Babylon 5. Oh my god. A hero born, Ramirez.
I was told Captain Sheridan would be here.
He went to look into a problem in an outer sector. He should be back any time now.
This isn't like him.
The CNC's trying to get a clear channel for a status report. They've probably reached him by now.
Well, at least we're going to get a measure of Haig. We've had precious little, just that one communique from him. Look at this. What race is this? It didn't look like the shadows, thank God. Is that a blanket or a membrane?
Hey, anybody here? Anybody hear me?
These aren't the Vorlon, is it? The color scheme looks sort of like Kosh's armor. Oh, God. Back to the Grey Council. Have they already replaced her?
I am Grey. I stand between the candle and the star. We stand between the darkness and the light.
They will not come, Delenn.
But I was summoned.
You're summoned to be fired.
You were told to wait before taking this action, before becoming alien to us.
My heart has not changed.
We no longer know your heart, Delenn.
All right.
The Council has voted to remove you from our presence. From this day forth, you are no longer a member of the Grey Council. No longer Seti.
Where's her friend? That's the
What
different
about
guy.
my appointment to Babylon 5? My position as ambassador is separate from my role as Seti.
We are still debating this.
Who was chosen to replace me?
I will convene the Nine. When we are ready, you will be summoned.
Yeah, you don't get that information anymore. That was a different guy than the dude that had the staff before. He was friendly to her. He's basically just falling. Look at the design of that ship. They did something to him.
Why are you doing this? Why are you torturing me?
It's a puncture wound by his nose. It looks like it. Anyway.
Tell me what you want.
Several puncture wounds. Holy shit. Come on, John. Is that a Drazi?
Fight it. Fight it!
Some type of implant. What? Oh, dear God. The Narn seems like he's trying to fight it.
Shadrach! Kill me!
Kill me.
They want, isn't it? For us to kill each other? What is it to them? Huh? Sport? Entertainment? Kill me! No!
Oh my God. He's not dead, though.
Still alive! You...
Sons of bitches.
How's he doing? All right, you soaked up a lot of radiation. You have to be careful or it'll contaminate the whole place.
Stephen, if he sucked up that much radiation...
Look, don't tell me my business and I won't tell you.
Yeah, let him work, man.
I need more region packs. You get them in the Waldos, you line them up. Now move!
Doc!
Oh.
I guess I won't collect the 30 credit.
Ramirez! Ramirez, don't you do this to me, damn it!
He's going in. God, that sucks, man. So who'd they get to replace you? Why don't you be linear?
For 20 cycles, I stood beside you as one of the 9.
20 years, wow.
We can no longer allow ourselves to be separated by names and borders. Our two sides must unite or be destroyed. Do not make my sacrifice a vain one. Let me remain with Babylon 5.
I am more than happy to have you remain with the humans.
Thanks.
I do not know you.
I believe you do.
Oh my God, we know him.
He is Warrior Caste from the Star Riders clan. What is happening here? What are you doing? He chose 3 from the worker caste, 3 from the religious caste, and 3 from the warrior caste. My replacement should have been from the religious caste.
It was the warrior caste who died in the war against the Earthers.
Oh boy.
You say prophecy tells us a great war is coming. Should not the warrior caste lead against it?
The warrior caste cannot be allowed to set policy.
Have you done any better?
You do not understand.
I understand that before me is a creature I do not recognize.
Oh boy.
You have no home with either of us, so please, act out your fantasy. Be our go-between. Return to Babylon 5.
Jeez, oh Pete's. I'm gonna have like an enemy mine situation here, even though the Narn and humans should be fine.
Yeah, it's disabled.
We think.
Well, they haven't given us anything to eat or drink.
They injected him 3 points. I guess they're getting him ready for a mask. Or a thing.
Hell. This whole place is probably running on automatic for all I know.
Can this guy talk, or?
Evaluate potential targets. Analyze.
Analyze us?
See who's the toughest.
So this is like some kind of a big research system. Picking up samples. Deciding who's a good prospect for invasion.
That makes sense.
I wonder what they're looking for now. Our resourcefulness? If we'll betray each other, work together.
Yeah, they're looking for weaknesses, compassion. He's still there.
The Grey Council feels that I can best serve our people by staying on Babylon 5. They feel very positively about it.
The Council is very wise.
Yes, of course.
Why are you defending them?
Return to your studies, to your family.
Where you walk, I will walk. I have sworn myself to your side.
You do not know. You cannot know what you're saying.
Come what may, Delenn. I will not leave you while I am still alive.
This kid, man.
Very soon now, I will be going into darkness and fire. I do not know if I'm fated to walk out again. If it is your choice to come with me, then I could not wish for a better, a braver companion.
Kid chokes me up, man. Really does. So cool.
On the theory that we may need added firepower, I've placed a few calls of my own.
Jump gate activated.
Oh, boy.
The Agamemnon, the captain's old ship.
I thought they might be interested in lending a hand.
Who's captaining it now? Oh, wow.
Do you know who I am?
Susan with a crow on her shoulder, or a raven?
The man in between is searching for you.
Pigeon. Or a dove?
You are the hand.
Why are you here?
We were never away. For the first time, your mind is quiet enough to hear me.
Why am I here?
You have always been here.
Okay. All right, not cryptic at all.
Minbari fires Zalan to Babylon Control.
Oh, watch them get attacked.
Captain Sheridan is reported missing. We're asking all ships in the region for help.
Send me the information, please.
Stand by.
She says she has information about the alien ship.
Put her through.
Really?
The ship which has taken Captain Sheridan is known to us. They are called the Stribes. Over the years, they have sent out ships to investigate defenses. The last expedition was into Minbari space. We tracked them back to their homeworld and made sure they understood the depth of their mistake.
They're approaching their homeworld. Either way, there's not much time left.
Oh, wow. The Stribes?
Jump back to hyperspace. There was no jump.
All fighters fired will.
Oh my God, Susan's out there.
Directing power to the engines. They'll also be distracted. This is our chance. Come on.
Yeah, come on, guys.
This is Ambassador Delenn of the Minbari. If you remember our last confrontation, you will release your prisoners at once.
They must have just absolutely kicked their asses.
This far. You can't die on me now.
No. You go. Leave me.
No. We don't do that shit. We're not doing that shit.
Wait here.
He's gonna come back and he's gonna be dead. Shazam!
Thought I told you to wait for me.
I don't take orders from you.
Survival pod. Survival.
Sounds good to me.
Oh my God. They've spaced the captives. Killed them. Those arrogant sons of... Take them down!
Woo!
3 dots. SOS. Hold your fire! It's the captain.
Dear God, that was lucky.
How is he, Doc?
Well, he lost a lot of blood, suffered 4 broken ribs and some internal bruising, but he'll make it. Made it back, but we lost him. Radiation poisoning.
It doesn't make sense, does it?
No.
I mean, why am I still alive and he...
Don't have survivor's guilt here, John.
You have always been here.
Chills. Holy shit.
No. After what you've been through, you deserve to sit for a while.
I like the general. I hope he's not evil. My paranoia is at a 19. Scrambler.
Now we can talk freely. I don't know that the room is bugged, but I don't want to take any chances.
What?
It is about time somebody showed up to debrief me, damn it. I've been waiting here for 6 months.
What have you found out?
They're all loyal to Earth, if that's what you mean. Ivanova, Garibaldi, Franklin, all the rest of them. They're good people, General. I don't like spying on them.
What? Holy shit.
President Clark would appoint some hard-nosed jarhead to run this place. Well, we both know you're not that. But...
Yeah, you look like it.
Not everyone back home buys the party line that Santiago's death was an accident.
No shit.
If Santiago's death was an assassination, we're talking about a military coup here.
Yeah, Psy-Corps.
They're not the ones calling the shots.
It's Psy-Corps, isn't it?
Probably.
Now, since they think you're on their side, they won't be paying as close attention.
You're making an awfully big assumption that I'm on your side. What makes you think I won't turn you in the second you walk out that door?
A soldier's record tells a lot about a person. Not just what he's done, but how he's done it and why.
Type of person he is.
You're a patriot. You believe as I do that when we put on this uniform, we took a solemn vow to protect Earth.
Boy, oh boy. Art speaks to all ages, doesn't it, friends?
Now, in 20 minutes, I'm getting on a ship and heading for Earth. I'll try to feed you as much information as I can, when I can.
Hey, be careful, man.
I need your answer, Captain. And I need it now.
There's not a doubt in my mind that John's not 100% on board. And I've only known him for 11 episodes now.
I see he rousted you two out of bed also. What's going on?
I think you better sit down, Susan.
That's a good start.
But we have to do something, or risk losing everything we hold dear. Now, we'll get some help from inside Earth Dome, but the bottom line, if anything goes wrong, we're on our own.
Wow.
Anybody wants to leave now before you hear anything you'll have to report, do so. Nothing will be said.
I'm in. Ditto.
Hey, I never did know when to butt out. We're with you, Captain. Wherever this goes, however it ends, we're with you.
Oh my God. Woo, brought tears to my eyes. This show is incredibly good. Oh my word. All right, everyone. We just finished watching the 11th episode of Babylon 5's second season, All Alone in the Night. And the only thing left to do is talk about it. All right, everybody. We just finished All Alone in the Night, the 11th episode of Babylon 5's second season. Friends, holy smokes, what is going on here? Absolutely insane, the revelations that we're getting. It seems like on an episode basis now. So, I mean, let's reverse engineer the episode, shall we? As you know, it turns out that I think I got this right. The Stribes were the people that were taking the race that was taking samples and whatever they were doing to them, experimenting, examining, testing. That seemed to be like the number one, plot point, but it turns out that was our B. In my mind, The A, of course, being General Haig's impromptu arrival of Babylon 5 and the revelation that John has been doing something decidedly different than what we've seen, and that has been basically loyalty evaluations for all of the command crew. Now, I have a curiosity here in that I'm assuming that John, if they're starting to set up some type of like anti-coup or, would it it doesn't, reestablishment of the traditional governmental norms is what they're saying, trying to kind of weed out Psy-Corps, who we're going to put penciled in as the culprits behind all of this, because Psy-Corps looks very much like they're the ones that are responsible. But at the same time, when you say, well, probably, okay, well, that means you're not totally sure that it's Psy-Corps. That means I shouldn't be totally sure either. I mean, the point being, this is Babylon 5, and even though that I'm only halfway through the second season, I'm pretty sure that, you never rule anything out. I think that's safe to say, right? So we're going to, with a pencil, we'll say that Psy-Corps or whatever entity, Bureau 13, whoever happens to be like a subset of Psy-Corps, it doesn't really matter that part. What matters is there's the Earth force is compromised, and in that being compromised, there's a distinct, you're not sure how anybody's going to react to anything that's happening in the universe. Now, our system, normally, if it's just, governmental corruption, that's one thing. But this is something that if they're calling the shots, especially with Clark in power now, who seems to be nothing more than a puppet, this directly affects the relationships to the other species. And I can see now, Babylon 5 was always a very, very important place. But now, whenever, basically, if Earth Force were to issue any type of decree, as long as they think that Sheridan is a good, follow the orders type of warmonger, that they can issue these commands and he'll go ahead and do it, whether it be some type of like, aggression against one of the other races or, expulsion from Babylon 5, like, hey, get the Narn out of there or something. Sheridan, where they think he would follow orders, can now question these orders, can now decide exactly what to do. And as his influence increases with the ambassadors and de facto their respective governments, his power only grows, but it's a very precarious situation. He's not who he claims to be. And as soon as Psy-Corps Bester or somebody like that is like, hey, you know what? I scanned him and he's not what we think he is, we have a big problem. The other thing that we have a big problem about is that I'm convinced we've got some moles in Babylon 5, and I don't think that's a stretch of the imagination at all. We've already seen that with Jack. I'm convinced there's other people in play. I'm certainly hoping it's not Jeff Conway, but it might be. Zach Allen, who knows? But I don't think they would go that route again, since it's like the same type of position and everything. At some point, you're gonna have to go through Garibaldi's whole, like, Lou's gonna be brought in, and but I definitely think that there's definitely some traitors in, not traitors, I mean, define traitor. There's definitely people that have different objectives on Babylon 5 right now. Who are the most likely culprits? I mean, why not? Why don't we just completely speculate as to what's going on now that I've known that John has an ulterior motive for all of 10 minutes now, so might as well start speculating. It's safe enough to say that Sheridan is legitimate, that what he's saying is correct. And you know what? I think in a weird way, the scribes kind of sequence where he didn't leave the Narn behind, was sort of like just an affirmation to the audience. Sheridan is who we are saying he is. This is the type of person he is, the type of, leader he is. He's not leaving anybody behind. He's stand up. He's not trying to kill if he doesn't have to. They were basically kind of like reinforcing his values in that moment. In a way, it's either a really good way to deceive us, but I think it's more along the lines of the creative team and JMS basically saying, listen, we're going to show you can trust Sheridan, and then we're going to ask you to trust Sheridan at the end of the episode. And I think that was successful. I think it was a successful both, narrative kind of, presentation. And then the question at the end was, basically at that point, we knew what the answer was before it was even asked. Now let's go through everybody else. Susan really seems, like a straight shooter. You can never rule out completely anybody, but I would say that I go back and forth between Susan and Mike. Mike is so flawed that it's almost like, you might think, could he potentially be, working and having ulterior motive? Maybe, but I just don't think that, one, I don't think that anybody would conscript Mike into anything. And the other reason is they had Jack. And Jack was somebody that you don't need if you've got Mike, right? So I'm sort of giving Mike a pass, and Mike just is really stand up anyway. And like I said, with a checkered record like his, I'm not sure that he would be somebody that would be approached. He's almost kind of like we can't trust him to do anything, even maybe his job. So let's leave him on the floor. Susan, though, Susan is an exemplary officer. She is very patriotic, seemingly. All of these things seemingly now, as we have to absolutely kind of brush away what we've normally thought about everyone and now kind of readdress them, looking at, that's what I'm doing, with the potential that they're working for Earth Force or Earth Dome, for the president. They're loyal to what they still believe is the government, or they know what's going on and they have their own objectives. Regardless, Susan, to me, is such a good soldier and such a good officer. I can't see her being able to lie as well as everyone else. I'm sure she can, but at the same time, I'm not sure she would. She just seems so tough. She seems so, and again, I would be very disappointed if she was somebody that had basically a counter objective than everybody else, she had somehow fallen into Clark. And I remember too that, she didn't want to, I believe she didn't want to vote for Santiago. So I don't know what that means. The other thing is, too, it's been well established that Susan despises Psi Corps. And so if you're asking me if I think that Susan is somehow, everything we've known about her to this point is a lie, especially the Psi Corps stuff and her mother and all that stuff, I'm pretty sure we can give Susan a pass as well. So she's in the inner circle now with Sheridan. Again, assuming all these people are who they say they are and the observations that we've been able to glean have been genuine. All of that's suspect, but I think it's safe to say that at least those three are okay. Franklin, my knee jerk is to say that Franklin is okay because you don't normally make somebody that big an a-hole in certain things as far as like arrogance and whatnot, and then kind of like fulfill that objective. He's almost like not a red herring so much as just someone that you like narrow your eyes at and like, oh, wait a minute. Are you who you say you are? And I think Franklin is too. I want to say that everybody is. The real problem that we have, and again, that's my ranking list, by the way. I'm going Susan, Mike, Franklin, from least potential of being a traitor to most, but I still think, again, my claim is this: everybody that was in that room is solid enough. And if they turn out to be a traitor, I'll be surprised by it. Person we have to worry about, take the ambassadors out of play. The ambassadors are not necessarily, they have their own objectives and their own agendas and all that stuff. I'm looking at Talia because you have somebody who has been very pro Psi Corps. Now, she's shown little cracks in her kind of like loyalty to Psi Corps, Ironheart probably being the most kind of, overt one, where she was so upset by what they did to Jason that she was, absolutely had every right to, feel the way that she felt. But again, she always defaults very pleasantly to like her upbringing, when she was referring to her one mentor, which I forget her name. Damn. And she had a mentor that helped her as her first year in Psi Corps and sort of like, integrated her into the system, and she had pleasant memories and gave her like that warm, fuzzy feeling, which I'm sure all that shit's brainwashing. I'm very concerned that Talia isn't who she says she is, because how are we going to find out? That Talia may have been very similar to the Talia that we've seen, but she has been, I don't want to say corrupted. She's just grown more loyal to Psi Corps. I don't know. I really should go back and watch the Ironheart episode to see what it is. But again, I feel like that's cheating. So I'm not going to do it. But, if we're taking all of our like Earthers, right? And looking at them, Talia is the one, and I always default. Both Sinclair and Sheridan have, like, whenever they're talking, they're like, hey, will you excuse us? We have something to say. It's like she's never brought in the conversation, and I always assume that that's her being like just a telepath. But again, the Psycor loyalty, I'm getting ahead of myself because I don't think, here's the big problem too, is if she's not who she says she is, and, like, you know, Talia has said that she's completely against scanning people just to scan them. She doesn't do it without permission. But that's what she said. You know, can we believe that? I'm getting off into the weeds. There's too much in this episode, and I'm talking about Talia, who wasn't in the episode. So it's very, very interesting. But again, when you're bringing up the idea that a certain one of our races, whether it be the Narn, the Centauri, you know, the Minbari, or the Earthers, you have to pull everybody in Babylon 5 and say, these are our usual suspects that we have here. Is there anybody that fits the description of a potential traitor? Right now, my eyes, unfortunately, are on Talia, but again, I don't think that's too terribly fair. And knowing JMS and knowing the writing and the creatives that put together these episodes, I don't know. I think what I'm trying to say is, friends, after talking for all this time, I'm not sure what the hell is going on in Babylon 5, but the only thing I know for sure is I love it. Friends, if you could do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out a small channel, and it allows me to alert you next time it's time to board Traitor Babylon 5. And if there's anything that we do that you would like earlier in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. And if you're not a fan of Patreon, consider YouTube memberships. You'll get all of our episodes at least a day early. But my dear friends, all that is then and this is now, and now it's time to say goodbye. So where should we say goodbye from? Well, friends, I was thinking about this one when we were watching the episode, and I say this because I was very irritated by the expulsion of Delenn from the Grey Council. I think that is political horseshit to the nth degree. So, friends, you and I are waiting for Lanier, and we're waiting for Delenn when they arrive. And even though it wasn't called for, and even though we don't have an honor guard or a band or anything like that, when the two of them walk back on Babylon 5, we give them every honorific that we are capable of giving, to let everyone know that the ambassador and her compatriot are back aboard station. Friends, until such time as this incredible tale shocks me again, Vulcan roll, and I'll see you.